look at people
You do.
and not having to keep my eye on the wheel, I can take my time and notice what goes on around and what the neighborhoods are really like and
All
the
right.
people around me, things like that. And I
Keep
think
your
that,
eye on the wheel or
yeah,
your rage out of your mouth. But you do, Carl. That's just like you're given a bird's eye view. A bird sees what we don't see. A plane sees what, people in planes see what we don't see because they're giving a different perspective. Whereas you having to take that bus every day, it's like me telling the lab girl, she said 77 people came through here yesterday. You have the opportunity in many more ways of making someone smile or saying something or receiving the gift from somebody that, like, Johnny, I was thinking when I wanted to ask you this question. How many people have come into your life just recently that you're going, oh, I'm so glad they're a part of my life?
I can't even count how many. There are so many in my life that I'm just blessed every day by all these wonderful people who are a deep integral part of my life. All the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, and if you
Hey,
take
Jake,
the time
actually,
to listen
Jake
to what
is one
they're
of them.
saying
Yeah.
to you, you recognize, oh my goodness, I'm so glad you said that. It's just like me and this guy Lee and him talking about the bats. Was this what I needed to hear? So God speaks to us through all the different people that come into our life if we just recognize how, in common, everyday, ordinary ways, something that they're saying that you go, oh, yeah, I needed to be reminded of that.
Hey,
and I know, Carl, you have the same story.
It's Jake.
Jake's
Bowman.
actually here, so
Yeah.
he wants to say something.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say you're
Imagine
talking.
that.
First of all, it's wonderful to sit and listen to you again because today was a great day after a much trial and tribulation, and I wanted you to know you're talking to two guys who I'm glad I met through other trials and tribulations. I never would have chosen to end up in L.A. Never would have picked here on, but luckily I didn't lean on my own understanding. Ended up here and met guys like Johnny O and Carl who gave me enormous opportunities. Johnny O
Likewise.
with his place where the live show started at Johnny O's Cafe, and then Carl making it possible to create podcasts. I just feel so fortunate to have been able to meet you and work with you and to work with them. It never would have happened had we planned it, and I couldn't have come up with something better myself.
Yeah, it's
when
divine
you said
providence.
when you said what you did when you first started the conversation about being going through trials and tribulations yourself, I said, here we go again. How many times have I lived something and you're out there going, how'd you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Or reading your mail.
Yep.
All right, we got to watch our time because, Carl, if you want to go out 5 minutes early, Carl?
Yeah, unfortunately, just this one time we got to, so we have about 5 minutes left.
Okay. I'm going to give Jake to say a few more words because it's sure good to hear your voice, and we definitely miss you, Jake.
Well, I miss you guys, but I love that I can always reach out on the internet, and there you are, and of course you're always in my thoughts and prayers. I've been, my grandmother's been really struggling recently. So that's been an enormous gift, actually. We've had some pretty serious spiritual conversations because you can't ignore that stuff when life gets serious. So it's
No, we cannot. And everything that I've been through, health-wise, it was, thank you, God, that you were able to show me how much and how important it was for the sake of someone else. You had to go through this.
Well, it's
not
so fun.
easy. No, it's not.
We were struggling with all the oxygen equipment this morning. I had to work on the battery on one, and then we had the oxygen guy come because she had to get tested for the. And so at one point she was very impatient and frustrated, and I understand it. And she said, "You understand? I have to have oxygen 24 hours a day." And I was like, "Grandma, we've all had to have oxygen 24 hours a day. It's just now God has made that obvious to you." Because it just struck me. The word spirit, espiritu, it means the breath, right? And that seems like a real abstract concept when you're reading about it or studying it in Bible study. But when you are praying to draw each breath, then it's pretty literal.
Yeah.
It's really real, and it's just but those gifts are so bittersweet because, you know what I mean. Your snot-nosed grandkid having to say that to you, that can't be easy either. So I just have a lot of thanks. I'm really appreciative of how proactive she's been in planning for her, her condition and
Going home.
doing all her homework.
Or
Yeah,
for going home.
From the church to hospital, she's got the whole rigmarole pretty figured out, and I'm just really grateful that because we've had some relatives pass who left more of a mess behind, and it was very difficult for the rest of the family to clean up all that paperwork and that garage full of stuff. But whereas I got to give my grandma full credit, she has done the homework, and and it's just that takes a lot of courage.
It is a great gift to the family to do that, to be willing to face the fact that I have to prepare myself. That's a great gift, and I'm so thankful that you shared that with us. It really is a blessing to us. All right, we're going to go out. I didn't tell you guys what I'm going to sing, but I'm just going to start singing it. When you walk through a storm, keep your head held high. And don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with hope in your heart.